I start with my strength, which is trying to build relationships.
Sure.
And they're genuine, by the way.
Totally.
It's not just like politics. I really want to get to know the people so we can do good work together. But I now know that doesn't yield influence and impact. Just because they like me doesn't mean they're actually going to do anything for me. And so it can't be my thing. It's
right.
Jennifer, my CEO. It is. It's her vision. It's her digital transformation. And we all aspire to deliver upon the CEO's wishes. I mean, that's what it's called a job, right?
Or a squirrel would do it. Today we're talking to Denise Karkos, the CMO of SiriusXM, the wildly popular information and audio entertainment platform headquartered right here in New York City. Before her job at SiriusXM, she was the CMO of TD Ameritrade and was so successful at that brand that she was named CMO of the Year by Ad Age in 2019. I think I'm also legally required to say that she is not only a fan of Notre Dame, but a crazy D1 captain of the Fighting Irish soccer team. Welcome to QTales, Denise. I'm so excited you're here.
So fun.
I'm so excited. Okay, so one of the things that, and for the whole concept of QTales, I just like the idea of, I believe that, it's one of my father's quotes, status quo is the most powerful force in the universe. Just doing what you did yesterday is basically probably what you're gonna do tomorrow. And this transfers from human beings to businesses, to governments, to society. It's hard for us to change. And I'm interested in the change that you're trying to execute. When you come into an organization like SiriusXM with a large company, what was it that the change that you wanted to make happen, and where are you in this journey?
The most important thing is, going into a company and being aligned with the CEO as to what the change needs to be. Because I have seen a lot of failures where maybe someone comes in with their own agenda, which is for other, untoward reasons. That alignment was right there in the interview process. And it's all about really modernizing the ecosystem, specifically at SiriusXM, less so Pandora and certainly not Stitcher. But SiriusXM is an in-car satellite technology that is brilliant. That is
right.
what
it's like put things in the sky and deliver radio where it can't be heard.
And this woman, Bridget Neville, runs that program, and she's an astrophysicist degree. She's like, I could listen to her all day long. That's what I mean. Like, you pivot this company, and you're talking to Bridget about satellite technology and space junk, and then you're going and talking to other.
That must be a very interesting part of the we're talking about astrophysics and how are we going to get the satellites up there.
Yeah.
And then how are we going to market the service to individuals in the country? It's quite an array.
Pretty
very rarely do you have to deal with space.
Exactly, and so it makes it a really cool place to work.
I wonder if slow, like Einstein, is a relative term. For you and me, I'm just guessing. Yeah. I think slow is like, that's slow. Where some other people, and perhaps in other categories of business leaders, a CFO, a CEO, COO, operational leaders, I don't know whether their slow is our slow or marketers slow. Is that a crazy sentence to say?
No, it's an awesome sentence to say, because I always talk to teams about defining a win, and I think it's important at the micro level and at the macro level, because in sports, and unfortunately for my poor team, every single analogy is sports. And so I'm like, I'm working in a music company, by the way. So
they're going to be like, sorry, Denise, can you please describe that for me one more time?
Exactly, you're an alien creature. It's very clear what a win and a loss is, in sports, and you understand that, and then you get over it, and you get, you play the next game. And I've always found for my teams, it's important to define a win going into a meeting. People's expectations shouldn't be that the CFO is going to jump out of their chair and be like, good job. And it's important to manage your team's expectations. I think the same thing for me personally is knowing, again, what is my CEO's expectations, what are my team's expectations of my leadership, and calibrating my impatience with that. Now, I know I will never be able to jump out of bed and come to a job every day if I'm not putting wins on the board. And so for myself, I kind of lay out that roadmap. I'm like, what is the next tangible thing that I'm going to put on the board that's going to make me feel confident about myself? Because to me, I need that. I know I need that in my life, is just to have things I can point to be like, okay, I did that, just to keep myself in check that I'm making progress.
So your business transformation that you're trying to execute is effectively taking SiriusXM as an entertainment company from a satellite company into a digital engagement company. I don't want to put words in your mouth here, but something like that.
Well said.
Thank you. But it sounds like the thing that's most interesting is the communication that comes back from the consumer, the immediate. Is that the transformation you're trying to make happen?
Yeah.
Because the satellite is awesome, but I can't tell you anything about what I think about what I'm listening to. You don't know. Actually, do you even know what I'm listening to?
I only know through survey data.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So having people switch over to the app for the business transformation will make a saleable, all the audience pieces
it's an
data.
Intoxicating amount of data. It's like the Pandora side of the equation, where it's 55 million listeners, and amongst the whole ecosystem, we have 110 million listeners now, and so we're starting to get more and more robust listening data and trends, and how what the distinctions are from the SiriusXM app to the Pandora app to the Stitcher app. And they are serving different purposes and different roles in consumers' lives. And now you see that through the data. And so we're able to better deliver diverse content to people depending on what their needs are. And that's the thing. It's like there's so much content, there's so many listeners, and it's the same old plight I've had in any job I've ever had. Denise, people don't know everything that we have, and it's like, I know it. And so how do you build a scalable marketing ecosystem? Right, where discovery and curation is like super easy.
Right.
And in this field, we're going to be able to do it because it's all tech. We've got the right teams.
Right.
And so it's going to be.
And astrophysicists. So
by the way. Yeah.